All right. Welcome to the July 10th weekly meeting of Rotary. I want to thank our greeters, Jim Rudd and Dave Rainberg, Eric Marcus, our treasurer, Jim Gumbo for the website, Mike Swick, Pete Bales, and Mark Weinstein for the program. Danny, do you want to come up?
Guatemala. Guatemala. Well, good afternoon. Would you join me in prayer? Oh, Holy Creator, help us to understand that no matter what the name it is given or what language it's expressed in, the philosophy is called the Golden Rule. And it is indeed a true guidepost by which we should mark the trail of our existence here. Remind us that if this concept were universally held as a standard by the people of all nations and faiths, there would be no wars, no hunger, no crime against one another. We pray that you continue to bless the work of us as Rotarians from many nations and faiths to help those less fortunate. For we believe that one manifestation of this rule is our Rotary model, service above self. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let's pray. Yeah. All righty. So, obviously, you guys know this is my first meeting, so be patient with me. I know it's exciting. It's exciting. I look forward for the opportunity to serve you guys as president in the 2026-2027 year. I'm super excited. I have tons of goals. As most of you know, I'm extremely, high energy and just, I love Beavercreek. I love our community. And this is just, my goal for this year is to have a lot of fun and do more service projects. So that's the goal. So I now get an opportunity to introduce our board. So if you are a new member of the my board, the 2027, if you can come forward, I'd appreciate it. Chris Hadley. I know. Aaron Marcus. That's fine. There you are. Josh Eisen. Is Greta here? I don't think I saw Greta yet. She's not. Okay. Mackenzie, she's not here either, is she? Okay. Jonah. Sandy, Amanda, Elizabeth, our new Sergeant at Arms. Ryan Bradley, come on up here. And Dave Brandberg, come up here. Miss Brandberg, in here. Can we take a picture? Jim's on. Okay. Here. All right, Dave, get up here. We need to get closer. Come on, we need to look like we like each other. I'm just here. Probably it's girl.
Pretend like we like each other.
Here, I like we like it. There you go.
Mike.
Get up here, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, wait, professional.
Yeah. Let's take him with those glasses. Yeah. Thank you, guys, for giving me this opportunity. I look forward to working with all of you. I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun together. I'm sure. All right. Secretary report, Mr. Eisen.
We have a slew of guests, and we are just under 70%. She's great. To get Stacy, who was their second. Yes. All right. Well, amazing. And then, Don, would you like to introduce your guests?
Sure. I have Blessing from Hildegard Inn. This is her fourth meeting.
Yeah.
Has her paperwork. She just hasn't filled it out yet, but Eric is going to grab you on the way out. You will get filled out. Then we are excited. It was with Home 2 Suites. This is her first meeting. So, all right.
Well, welcome. I also have my wife, Amanda, as most of you must know. And then I have Junior Bacon here as well since he's on, summer break. So yeah. All right. So before I introduce, our new Sergeant at Arms, Ryan Rushing, just a funny story. So it's been about a month ago, I was reaching out to people to say, that would be a great candidate for this, because Chris, you've just set the bar like so high, we got to have somebody that can do the same, right? So immediately I thought of Ryan, because Ryan, everything you do, you're always great at it, right? So why not this, right? So I reached out to him. He goes, well, let me think about it. He goes, well, do you have a second person you have in mind? I'm like, yeah, you. Yeah. He goes, well, what about a third? I said, yeah, you. So I want to thank you for stepping up. You'll do a great job. You're great at everything you do, and I appreciate you doing this. So come on up.
Well, if Chris set the bar high, I'm going to help the next person, so I'm going to set it a little bit lower. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests, and our featured speaker. I hope everyone had a very nice Independence Day and celebrating the 250th anniversary of our United States. And as Joe mentioned, when he asked me to do this, and I thought to myself, boy, you're lucky you're one of my three bosses. I kid. It's a pleasure to be here. And I hope my biggest fear is that I don't have to use that one clap too early in this presentation. But as we look past, the previous Sergeant at Arms, we look back at Don Adams, the mayor of Beavercreek. We look to Chris Hadley, the grandson of Scott Hadley, the mayor of Beavercreek, and now you're stuck with me. So again, setting that bar low. Today is July 10th, 2026. For those of you who like French fries, this is your day. It's National French Fry Day. It's also, who has a cat in the room? Anybody like cats? It's also National Kitten Day. And I kind of think of Dave Brandenburg and his shirt on this next day is National Pina Colada Day. Please enjoy responsibly. But the one I'm most concerned about is it's also National Collector Car Appreciation. So that's great. I'm a big car guy, and it's very cool to see those car shows. Let's end it off with some member birthdays as well as club anniversaries. So a happy belated birthday on July 2nd, Dave Dunce celebrated a birthday, so happy birthday, Dave. And then coming up in the month of July, we have our very own Joe Jenkins celebrating birthday 20th. Mackenzie Blair, but not here today. Her birthday is July 26th. Bob Cajoy on July 30th, and as well as Deborah Gross on July 31st. So happy birthday to all of our members in July. With that, we're also celebrating several member club anniversaries this month. And give a good appreciation to the members who've been here for any range of years. We have the first one at 31 years of being a club member, Barbara Damari, as well as Todd Figgins at 9 years, Bob Cajoy again at 9 years, Matt Bone at 5 years, Sandy Brubaker celebrating 11 years of service to our club, and then Brian Jarvis will be celebrating 17 years at our club. We also have some wedding anniversaries coming up, so hopefully you all have remembered. But Eric, I'm sure you need a reminder considering your anniversary was on July 4th and celebrating the 250th anniversary.
And I got like numerous communities to set up fireworks in our.
He has it every year, so congrats to you. Bob Troy again, July is your month for a birthday, club anniversary, and wedding anniversary. So congrats to you and on your wedding anniversary. Kari Souder is celebrating a wedding anniversary as well. Paul Otten, our great superintendent, will be celebrating a wedding anniversary later this month. And then Wayne Waite as well later this month. Well, today, as I mentioned, is July 10th. A lot of cool things have happened on this date. So back in 1856, inventor and electrical engineer Nikolai Tesla was born on this date. As we all know, Tesla developed the alternating current AC and the Tesla coil, but today he's probably most remembered being the namesake of the electric vehicles that the first now trillionaire founded, Elon Musk. Last week was pretty hot here in the Miami Valley. As we all know, we experienced some heat indexes of over 100 degrees and actual temps of over 90. But that's nothing compared to what happened on July 10th, 1913, which was the world's highest recorded temperature, which occurred at Greenland Ranch in Death Valley, California. Does anybody want to guess what was the recorded air temperature on 1913 in Death Valley, California? 120, 130, 143. The actual recorded temperature was 134 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow.
Just dry.
Yeah.
Dry. It's perfect. Well, you've ever heard the phrase, it's a bird, it's a plane. Well, on July 10th, 1914, Canadian-born comic book artist Joe Shuster was born. Joe is best remembered for co-creating with Jerry Siegel DC comic character Superman. Does anybody know the title of the first comic book that Superman appeared in?
By the end of the year, Action Comics?
No, we got it twice. Action Comics, that's exactly right. In June of 1938, Action Comics #1 debuted, featuring Superman, which at the time sold for 10 cents, or today's equivalent of $2. Action Comics #1 is widely considered both the beginning of the superhero genre and the most valuable comic book in the world, proving that in 2014, an original high-grade copy of Action Comics #1 sold for $3,207,081. Well, also today, in 1925, I'm looking at some of our attorneys in the room, started the famous Scopes monkey trial. This began when John Thomas Scopes, a high school teacher, accused of teaching evolution in a public classroom in Tennessee violated state law. This case was actually engineered by the ACLU and local business leaders to try to test the constitutionality of such law. What is most remembered by this trial is that it was the first fully not televised, but fully radio public cover trial in the nation, and two prominent leaders took different sides. Clarence Darrow for the defense, and then three-time presidential candidate and former Secretary of State William Jennings Bryan took up for the prosecution. Also on this date, on July 10th, 1940, the Battle of Britain started. Battle of Britain began as Nazi forces started attacking shipping convoys in the English Channel. Although this military campaign lasted for about 3 months, the bombing campaign, known as the Blitzkrieg or the Blitz, lasted until May of 1941. In the end, there was an estimated over 40,000 civilians were killed, and over 2 million residents were damaged or destroyed. Even Buckingham Palace was damaged by air bombings. One of my favorite quotes, and one of the personal favorite world leaders, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill gave a wartime speech to Parliament during this time, and one of his most famous quotes, he said, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few," referring to the efforts of the Royal Air Force in fighting in the Battle of Britain. Anybody here a Coke fan, Coca-Cola? Anybody like Coca-Cola? Well, many of you would remember, but does anybody remember New Coke? That's the exact reaction that the American public had. Well, on April 23rd, 1985, Coca-Cola, having lost a massive market share to different energy drinks and different sodas, came out with a new formula of Coke, hoping to spark interest. So after doing a bunch of blind testing, they came out with new Coke, and the reaction was just as the mayor did. 79 days later, on July 10th, 1985, Coca-Cola reintroduced their original formula back into the market. The new Coke debacle is widely cited as a cautionary tale about the risk of alternating well-established and a successful brand, and this story is told in business schools across the country. Although there are some conspiracy theories about the intentions of Coca-Cola, and some believe that they intentionally did this to get back that market share, so it was kind of like a catch-22, as it were. But obviously, the Coca-Cola corporate denies this claim. So the question is, you heard me say soda. So is it soda or pop?
Soda.
Who says soda? Okay. Anybody say pop? All right, so kind of 50-50. So there's that. A couple more. I'm a history buff. You'll notice this as I give these reports, but I do think a lot of this is in levity and it's just good factoids that, history that baffles us. Back on July 10th, 1991, Boris Yeltsin was sworn in as the first president of Russia, marking the ceremonial end to the Soviet Union. He served in that role until 1999. And then finally, on July 10th, 2018, singer Drake surpasses the Beatles' record of most singles from a single album in the Billboard Hot 100, with 7 from their album Scorpion, against the Beatles' previous record of 5. A couple jokes to lighten the mood. How do you know if a vampire is unwell? Because he'll be coughing. Where do pirates get their hooks? Second-hand shops. And why did the bicycle collapse?
Too tired.
Because it was too tired. 3 people, all a little hard of hearing, were standing on a green at a golf course. One remarked, "Windy, isn't it?" "No," the second person replied, "It's Thursday." The third man nodded in agreement and said, "So am I. Let's get a drink." I was going to think about that for a little bit. And then lastly, what do you call a conference room? A place where everyone talks, no one listens, and later everyone disagrees about what was said. As we celebrate the World Cup, I do want to honor all the world teams from across the world. Many of whom are playing here in the United States. I do want to leave with a Swedish proverb: happiness shared is happiness doubled. So today's fines: if you were late or not wearing your badge, that's $1. If you have ever read a Superman comic book, that's $1. If you have ever owned a Beatles album, that's $1. And finally, if you prefer Coke over Pepsi, that's $1. Thank you.
Very good.
Great job, Ryan. See? I told you guys he's good. All right, just a couple things before we get into our great speaker. I look forward to hearing what you guys have going on. Just some old business. I just wanted to touch base on. Ryan mentioned the 250th. I just want to thank everyone, all the Rotarians that came out to Beavercreek High School, and it was about 2 hours in the 100-degree heat to put up flags. I know it took a lot longer than it should, but Eric, just a heads up, I'm buying a metal detector, so that's my first purchase of the year. Also, Don, I want to highlight you as well. We finally got the numbers for the golf outing. Yeah, drum roll. So, total income before expenses was $29,290. Okay, $8,828 in expenses for a net income of $19,403.37. Don? Yeah. So remember I was telling you guys that I'm super excited, and all the things that we have going on, this year. I just want to reach out to you guys. You guys are community leaders. You guys do so much in this community. If there's a service project that you feel like that we need to do, please reach out to me or someone so we can maybe explore that option. So with that being said, first service project on August 4th, Be Hope Church. I know some of you are familiar with them. They are having a Hope Week, and they're having a kickoff on August 4th. So there's going to be so many things going on. They're calling it Community Night. The Greene County Library will be there. I talked to Chief Lindsay. The cops are going to be there. Maybe dunk a cop, for the kids. Make it kind of fun. We'll have the fire department there. There'll be numerous nonprofits there. Fairborn Fish, the Feed the Creek will be there. And it's just going to be a great evening of, community event. Rotary is going to set up a booth. We're going to pass out water bottles. And the big thing I'm super excited about is that on this night, we get to be a part of an organization and an event where we're giving away 300 book bags and school supplies to kids in the Beavercreek area. And we're going to help out they're going to give away 50 beds to kids who are currently sleeping on the floor in Beavercreek. So it's going to be a great night. I'm going to start the sign up sheet here. We just need five volunteers to help out with passing out water bottles at the event. So I'll start here with it.
What day is it?
It is on August 4th from 5:30 to 8. So I'll start with that one. All right. I think I covered everything. Oh, what's happening? Happy Bucks. Go ahead.
So I'm happy to be back. I've been missing for a while, so you can all be really happy that I'm also here. We went.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back.
We had 17 of us went on a 2-week road trip out west with my family, and so we saw 12 national parks and did lots of crazy things and had a lot of fun. So good family time. I love seeing the kids play together. My kids and my nieces and nephews. So it's all about those good family time.
Yes, happy? Yeah.
I got 2 happy bucks. A few weeks ago, I mentioned I was trying to get a push towards to have 1,000 followers on Facebook before Brandenburg's rain was over. Good news is we hit 1,000. We're still climbing. We're almost at 1,010. What's cool about that is we have more followers on Facebook than the Date Rotary Club.
Yeah, nice job.
And Cincinnati that has age, so no big deal there. And secondly, I'm hoping somebody wins the 50-50 draw today because I finally remembered to bring the cards that I got from Hawaii, hoping that we wouldn't really use them. Did not know if you do, but during David, since they are very floral and they have a card already picked up by the Waikiki Hawaii Club.
Anybody else?
Yeah, you've already said it, but I want to put $5 in for the golf outing. I'd like to help, and I really pleased with that turnout, and it was great. So, very good.
Anybody else? Yep, Dave.
I know y'all wondered, it's 113 days to Halloween.
Hey, I need to add that to my weekly agenda. Chance.
Kind of like an announcement. I know it's like National Kitten Day. Somehow the universe knew this and dropped 2 kittens off of my door. If anybody is in the market for pepper fed, so little tiny guys, they're so cute. So if you want to get
No. Yes. Anybody else?
I will deliver.
Anybody else? I have a happy buck. I know I'm excited to be president, but I'm actually already taking my first leave of absence in 2 weeks. Actually going to the Bahamas. We're taking Junior. He's never been on a cruise, so we're gonna do that. So I'm sure Chris will do, a great job. So yeah. All right, 50-50.
So Junior drew it, so if you're a winner, that's highly rigged.
Making my tickets ready. Last three. 593.
Thank God. Way outside the box.
593.
You know what, air business is like, well.
Tony is really upset. I'm glad.
Five, nine?
Yes.
Nope.
This is fun. You got it?
Question.
It's okay.
Does anybody know what was in the first bottle of Coca-Cola? Cocaine.
No.
I never had early 1900s.
You did?
Again.
Hey, I thought don't use this down for.
Yeah, that's the card. Who's card?
It's hard. Come on. That's the mama.
Yes. Don't I say that out loud? Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
All right. All right. That's Chris, do you want to introduce our speaker?
We were like few classes, 0 class.
There you go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because today we got some guys who know a little something about grit, comeback stories, and doing the work when no one is handing you an easy win. Most of us sports fans, we love a good comeback story. Down by 21 points in the fourth quarter. Anytime we see that, we stay glued to the TV. Unless you're a Falcons fan like me, then the words 28-3 are not the Super Bowl comeback story you like to hear. It's more of a support group for me and my friends. But anyway, the comeback story we're talking about today is not about football. It's about people. And today our speakers are bringing a message that our area needs to hear more of. That hope is real, recovery is possible, and people are not defined by their worst chapter. And the people here at Good Shepherd aren't chasing headlines like some other companies out there. They are helping people who may feel like they've run out of chances to discover that they have not run out of hope. And if there is one phrase that perfectly captures the story and the mission of Good Shepherd, it is this: the comeback is greater than the setback, which, depending on the year, has also doubled as the unofficial motto of the Reds and Bengals fans. Now, that is a great quote, but here's the thing. Their team doesn't just believe it, they prove it. It's easy to believe in someone after they've turned their life around, but the hard part is believing in someone when they're still turning it around. And that's where Good Shepherd lives. So today, they are going to share how Good Shepherd Ministries is changing lives right here in our own community, not through magic, not through quick fixes, but through compassion, accountability, hard work, faith, and people who refuse to give up on other people. And as Rotarians, one of the things that I love about our organization is that we live by the motto, service above self. And today, our speakers live that value every single day. So let's show a little bit of appreciation of the Rotary Way and welcome Michael and Dakota from Good Shepherd.
Thank you guys. I appreciate everyone having us out. So as he said, I'm Michael Jacobs. I'm the program manager of Good Shepherd Ministries. Sean, our director, did want me to have send the condolences that due to unforeseen circumstances, he couldn't make it here with us today. But that's why we're here. So Good Shepherd Ministries is a faith-based interdenominational Christian nonprofit supporting long-term recovery and focuses on community revitalization, compassionate service for individuals and families around Dayton. As of right now, we have a long-term success rate and recovery of about 68%. With that comes about an average of 28 to 30 residents split between 7 of our recovery housing homes throughout Dayton, 12 full-time working with partnerships with Dayton Phoenix, MVP Plumbing, and a couple other organizations that we've had the blessing to be partnered with to get guys full-time jobs coming out of graduating from our program. Actively, there's about 16 to 18 guys that participate in the program that are spread out in about 4 houses. With that, we provide structure support, life skills, training, accountability, and really spiritual guidance and a fundamental of recovery through AA fellowship, and just having our guys focus on unity, loyalty, and practicing new principles and a way of life. With that comes dedication inside the program to a couple different dynamics of micro businesses that have built structure for Good Shepherd and maintain a consistent revenue for our nonprofit to build off of, that streamlines between mainly landscaping, maintenance, lawn maintenance, and care. I think between those two, we service around probably close to 400 accounts a month. The lawn maintenance crew probably about 128 accounts, I think, actively a week that they service between the crews. And then from there, we do plowing for the city of Dayton as well. We just recently started a new micro business with vending and food servicing for snack machines inside of churches, a couple organizations within recovery housing, and that's starting to actually take off. Let's see. Other than that, one of our biggest things that the guys that participate in our program, as well as out of our program that are still affiliated with Good Shepherd, is community cleanups and beautifications. We focus heavily with other organizations like Eastside or East End Dayton, and a couple other churches to create and collaborate on monthly cleanups. Last year, we removed about 28 tons of trash and tires from specifically the east side of Dayton, engaging with residents, volunteers, and focusing on local partnerships for civil restoration efforts. Then as well, something I've focused on as a program manager, we did have something on the east side of Dayton on Xenia Avenue that Food for Your Journey ran, and it was just a local every Thursday kind of meal plan to bring meals to the homeless on the east side of Dayton. And they were actively participating and handing out probably, I think it was about 150 meals every Thursday. We took that over at the beginning of this year, and with partnerships with Miami Valley Meals, we've actively gotten that up to about 300 fresh served handmade meals every Thursday that we participate in to the active community of homelessness on the east side of Dayton. But just trying to, preserve the mission and dignity of the original program while strengthening the long-term sustainability and the community that's reached around it. The beautiful thing about that is the more and more I've been able to be involved with it and partnering with Miami Valley Meals is not only are we providing these people with meals that they don't have access to, but a lot of them we build friendships with, and we're able to get them access and resources that we don't normally have the ability to, because not everyone's comfortable with speaking with people that are handing these out. So we get to follow some of these people through treatment, getting help, and being a part of their success story, which they had no experience, strength to be a part of. Other than that, we focus on community events and outreach, seasonal and holiday outreach events, family friend gatherings, fellowship meals, and neighborhood engagement opportunities. Here just recently, we had a couple of church organizations bring up about 10 volunteers that finished up, what was that, yesterday?
Yes.
And they were able to get out and do some community cleanup and beautification, along with getting ready for the mayor of Dayton to come walk through Xenia Avenue, talk about some of the revitalization, visionary, and mission outreaches with some of the organizations that Good Shepherd, East End, and CLC Church partner with. Other than that, along with our workforce development and micro business incentives initiatives, the job training and employment support, one of these things that I've been involved with too. One of our biggest things is 10 of our residents actively have graduated with welding certificates as of 2025. me being one of those as well. And actually, I partnered with CLC Church to be able to go on a mission trip, and we leave about 2 weeks from now for South America and Paraguay to teach 20 individuals how to make weld and how to kind of connect with the community in CLC Church, that's the Christian Loan Center, to bridge the gap for loans and things like that. If they show interest and they have success in being able to learn these new trades and skills, they'll have the opportunity to then get a bridge loan to be able to bring those businesses that they would like to fruition and kind of step out of their region, zone, and community and bring a new profitable source of income to their communities, whether it be for the family or the overall community that they live in. Actively in 2025, our partnerships with kind of MVP Plumbing, Dayton Phoenix, and a couple other partnerships we have. 7 of our residents gained full employment for full-time status. Still operating within the network Good Shepherd Ministries, but the beautiful thing that I found about Good Shepherd is that those long-term success stories kind of promote and are engaged by the fact that we're more of a grassroots organization, and we kind of have 3 houses that focus on the in-program residents, and then 4 where guys are, if they would like to stay within the Good Shepherd Ministries program, then still be affiliated with the Dayton Recovery Network, which is just a tremendous opportunity because Dayton has the recovery network like I've never seen. They have the opportunity to stay and lease from us inside of some of our recovery housing. And those participants and that are out of the program still have certain guidelines and regulations within their recovery to put first and things like that, and community engagement, active service work to stay within the program. As well, since I've been here, there's been a direct correlation and dedication to our program for participants focusing on court fines and legal obligations. As unfortunately with the recovery network, most of our guys have that type of issue. As of 2025, we were able to collectively, between all of our residents, pay off about $33,000 in court fines and legal obligations, and that's through direct representation of what our micro businesses provide and give back to our guys through weekly pay and things like that, just due to their support and what they're able to carry out for our micro businesses and uphold in the community and keep growing our clientele and just showing appreciation to the residents and what they're doing for us and giving us the ability to do the work for them. And then the biggest thing that we're here for today is to focus on what we're calling the Road to Redemption, the Grand Canyon Mission Trip of 2026. This is a vision that Sean and a couple other guys that have been influential in the Good Shepherd Ministry program have had a vision of for a long time, due to just vehicles and not having the capacity and trying to figure out logistics. We haven't quite gotten there before, but this year it's kind of looking like, well, more than kind of, it's that it'll happen. Basically, we are partnering with a few other organizations to take our Sober Seed Outreach Bus, which is affiliated with about 13 other treatments between treatment centers, recovery networks, and a couple other case management organizations. And we take that bus across Dayton, Cincinnati, Kentucky, and we do outreach for homelessness and people that would like to obtain recovery and get into treatment. We can actively facilitate them with a case manager that we have within Good Shepherd to get them to where they need to go. But with this road trip, we're looking to take 10 men in recovery at Good Shepherd across the United States, the Grand Canyon, while on the way stopping at local campsites at each one of our rest areas and serving the community through churches and other organizations and bringing our stories of experience, strength, and hope, and along with life-term recovery. This mission for us is far more than traveling from one of our nation's most inspiring landmarks. It is about helping men who have overcome addiction, homelessness, incarceration, and other challenges discover a new purpose through service work, discipleship, brotherhood, and personal growth. Along the journey, the participants of the Men in Recovery coming along with us will will volunteer in communities, engaging, facing similar struggles, building leadership skills, and just demonstrating the recovery is not only possible, it's sustainable, and we can grow this sustainability together through a bigger network of reaching out through our Sober Seed bus and bringing the message of our guys in recovery from Good Shepherd to other people, and hopefully branching out those partnerships to many states. For many of the guys in Good Shepherd, along with the people that we partner with, this will be the first time that they've ever had the opportunity to travel outside of the state of Ohio. And along with that, coming with the experience of bringing the beauty of what Good Shepherd brings to just Dayton alone through our mission work, our service work, our micro businesses, and bringing that to other organizations and just sharing that experience that we've gained in just a small community and trying to affect change from state to state. This journey will challenge us, definitely physically, mentally, and spiritually, forcing and obligating certain groups of guys that come along with us to focus on mechanics, because we're bringing a 36-foot diesel bus that up until this point has had a lot of difficulties, to say the least. But we finally got her up to working par. And then with that, guys having to focus together on kitchen skills, breakdown, setup of camps, working together, building a better form of unity and structure on how we work together on a day-to-day basis, especially with the heat going on, which I already know it's going to be even hotter going out there in mid-August. But, just giving us a chance to branch out of our already comfort zone and putting us in situations that are uncomfortable, because that's ultimately what got us to our success story inside Good Shepherd Ministries, is not figuring out how to be comfortable. It's to consistently, once we had comfortability, to get uncomfortable again. With that, we are, to make this mission possible, Good Shepherd Ministries has established a fundraiser goal of about $18,000 to cover transportation, fuel, camping, fees, safety equipment, travel supplies, and other mission-related expenses. We are currently seeking to raise about a remaining $10,000 needed to reach our goal through 5 different supportive categories of donation. $50 provides meals for the team during the mission trip. $100 covers camping and daily travel expenses. $250 helps purchase fuel for a significant portion of the trip. And then $500 sponsors one participant for several days on the mission, and $1,000 or more becoming a mission partner, helping transform lives, recovery, service work, and leadership through guys individually, as a collective, as a group. Each contribution, regardless of size, brings us a step closer to making a journey reality. Your generosity will directly support men who are committed to living life on purpose and giving back to others. This is more than a trip for us. This is an investment in our recovery, restoration, second chances, and bringing the experience, strength, and hope we've learned in our recovery of Good Shepherd to other people that are just like us. We would be honored to have you join us as a sponsor for the Road to Redemption Grand Canyon mission of 2026. Together, we can help men and women continue to recover on their journey while inspiring others through their acts of service, preservation, and hope. If this is something you'd be interested in, to make a donation, please visit the gsm.net, and there is a donate link button down at the bottom of the page, where you can simply search Good Shepherd Ministries through our Facebook page, and there's a donation link as well from there. From there, just to hear another perspective, I have Dakota with me. He is one of our residents of Good Shepherd Ministries, and he will share a little bit about his experience, strength, and hope with Good Shepherd.
Hi. This is my first time talking in front of crowds, so please bear with me.
You got
Oh,
this.
did I? Hello? No, good. So, I'm still fairly new here. I just came to Dayton in March. Going through some troubles. I mean, pretty significant troubles. It's got in trouble with law and got in trouble with a lot of things in life, and I got sent to Woodhaven to get started on, trying to get help and get right. And I initially was just going to do what I needed to do and go back home. And then the more I started getting to know Dayton, the more I started looking around and kind of wondering what they had to offer as far as housing and what I could get into and what I could do to further myself. So I'm getting close to my time being up at Woodhaven, and I get to talking to somebody, and they're like, "Well, you should come check out Good Shepherd." So I go to one of the alumni meetings on a Thursday night, and the very first thing I see, or the very first person I ever hear from in Good Shepherd, was celebrating 6 years, doing the right thing on the right path and happily doing it, and I'm like, well, that's kind of something I want to achieve. So then I just started coming every Thursday. The second Thursday came, there was another guy, had 5 years, he was doing his celebration and everything. And so I ended up, getting with the director and I put in what I needed to do and I got approved to come join in with them. I've been here since May 5th. Since May 5th, just doing the right thing each week and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I've gotten my license back. I've paid all my child support almost. I've gotten my court fines down. He was talking about, we had a group of kids here this past week from a church. I actually got the honor to lead that group. And, I started off just doing little things, with each one of our micro businesses. And now, me and him at times more or less get to run our own crew. And, I'm one of the newest people here, but I do have skills. I've done a lot of hard work in my life, and then I've got a chance to actually show that I can still do that stuff. Not only am I doing it, but I'm succeeding in it pretty well. Um, I plan on staying here for the foreseeable future and getting my life together. And I can say that this stuff that I've accomplished since I've been here and the things that I've got to experience, it's been pretty amazing. So, sorry, I lost myself. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to Good Shepherd, though, all I can say is we say brothers in recovery, and I mean when it comes down to it, though, we really are. So I mean, for instance, I'll share this morning. Um, we have about 12 of us putting up a tent for an event tonight. Okay, and halfway through it, 12 guys working together that we don't all always get along. We don't always see eye to eye. We do what we got to do, and we do it well. So halfway through putting up that tent, it decided to collapse on us. So we had to start all over. And I mean, it's warm out, and we're in the middle of downtown. There's no shade. There's nowhere to, cool off for a minute. No, it's hot. We're frustrated. But together we took everything apart, took all the stakes back out. We literally started from scratch and got it done right. And right now, I'm standing up there over on Front Street and just getting ready for an event tonight. So, it's just neat the things that we do together. We do it well. We grill out together. We enjoy meals. We even put a projector up sometimes outside and watch TV together. It's really neat thing to see, and it's amazing like what this place can do for people. So, I think that's about all I have. Thank you.
From there, I think we're about, questions or any comments or anything? Yep.
First of all, I appreciate what you guys are doing. It's amazing. And then for you, thanks for sharing your story. It's probably not easy to talk in front of strangers.
I'm getting used to it. It's my second time being put on spot this week.
You did a great job, and especially talking to people who are strangers that may or may not be able to relate with you. But I think your story in your recovery and sharing that is very powerful. So I would
Very inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah, I would definitely say keep doing that. And amazing.
Just a simple question about donating.
Yes.
I don't see a link QRC code, so where?
So
You want to do it in
if you want to do it individually, the URL is the gsm.net. I apologize if there's not a QR code on there.
Yeah.
But that'll take you to our main donate page, and it's just a simple click, and then it'll bring you through the process.
It's in bold. It's
I don't have my glasses on.
it's okay. Yeah, I can.
We said he understands.
I get it.
Yes.
Get most of the people that you serve in recovery.
As far as our residents, so all of our residents have to go through some sort of treatment program, coming directly from either, like he said, Woodhaven, some come from Lemire, some may even come from other recovery housing, just depending on what they're looking for. But they do have to have some kind of completed certificate from a treatment facility coming from addiction and alcoholism to come into Good Shepherd. Yes.
I love that you're using the businesses to support the ministry. You know, how much would you say of your funding comes from those micro businesses, things like that?
Collectively, I think we're about, that's about, close to 70% of our funding comes from the collective of between construction, city contracts, our appliance and furniture thrift store, the vending, and then a few other small things that we kind of started up between lawn maintenance and landscaping.
So smart.
Cool. Thank you. Any others? Oh, yeah.
I got a two-part for you. The first, obviously, cash is king when it comes to donations, especially for mission trip that's coming up. But for those who want to donate different ways, you guys said that polls, appointments, time, anything along those lines outside of just monetary donation. And then second question, if somebody wants to reach out to Good Shepherd that have senior guys do in landscaping construction work, what's the best way to get in contact with someone there?
So in regards to the second part of the question, I did have cards for me and Sean Trapp on the table. Should be enough for a few guys, each person at the table. You can reach out to me or Sean directly and we can coordinate if you'd like landscaping, lawn services. We as well do tree services, fabrication, construction. We got a great group of guys that are highly skilled in a lot of different areas. And then as regards to the first part of the question, as far as the mission trip out to the Grand Canyon, we are kind of focused on the funding side of it at this moment. But when it comes to Good Shepherd Ministries individually, we do take donations as far as tools, volunteers for cleanups, or if there is highly skilled volunteers that want to get involved, they can reach out to either me or Sean from those business cards and we can talk about and get something set up. Anyone else?
Yeah. Thank you. Honestly, I know that's difficult, like, to piggyback off what Mr. Brown said. Yeah, thank you, for sharing your story. Keep sharing it. You just never know who needs to hear that. So thank you, and thank you for everything you guys do. So on behalf of the Beavercreek Rotary, every week we donate a book to the Beavercreek Library. So this one is "What is the World Cup?" with everything going on in the World Cup. So Beth, you always do a fantastic job. So thank you. I'm going to take a picture. There you go. Cool. You want to do it in front of this?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, cool. Okay. You want to go this way? Doesn't matter. You can do it if you want.
Sure.
You can hold the book. You can hold the book? Yeah. There you go. Team. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Jim.
All right. Is there anything else for the good of the club?
Don't forget 2 kittens.
Amanda, no. Beth?
To help her reading next week.
Yep.
If someone would let me know about that.
Yeah.
Say I'm reading next week.
You are, Shady Graham.
Good tip. Good.
Stephen Brown, I got it. Hey, you might get to see Stephen Brown 2 weeks in a row. Let me put that down. Brown. All right. I want to thank all of our guests for coming today. One thing I would challenge all of us Rotarians to do is, just maybe once a year, just try to bring a guest. Try to bring someone that you think would be, a good Rotarian. Like I said, our club, we always need more members. So, yeah. All right, does everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic which stands one nation, under God, with liberty, justice for all. Huh? Well, yeah, can we do it? Hey, Steve, I need to Richard. Yeah. You got here, remember? Yeah, here, come on. You got it? I don't really know how to do that. Can I get over to, we'll take a bath. Go to Ridley. Oh, yeah, it's gotta be. Hey, you gotta listen to me. Cat, do it. Okay, work with understand. It's like you said.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, it's in here. Okay.
Okay. Take that.
She's over. Yeah. When this out, you'll go some. We told me to take care of that. We'll do that. Yeah, right. Tuna, come over here. Tuna, come over here. Yeah.
Cats.
Get all right here. So, some parts of the ones. Oh, it's got somebody. Thank you. It'll be fine. Thank you. Yeah. Quick. Well, Joseph, we're not listening. It's always like, right? We watch through guys. We're bigger than pretty well, me that I don't know. What? Finish it. Good job, right down here. Yeah, I'll make a post on y'all. Site, that was fine. Watch out, Joseph, have some glasses. Yes. I don't know that term. Yeah, yeah. Sure. Have you heard of Coke? She's saying, makes my buddy. I just said, fine, everybody. Yeah, hard. That really thirsty. Generally strong, be very different. My parents were saying, yeah, it sounds like it's about things. Anything on the gym? Bad? Okay, already got the sign up with you, sorry. I'm signing your life. I love that. Sure. Right, well, hey, have fun here. Thank you. Yeah. Junior. Yeah, because I said that, get the text. I think I can buy yours. Yeah. And then that, we're gonna try and we're all standing there. Yeah, I know. Fuck face. Got it. You'll never know. Yes, I'll take one. Yep. Really? How do you know? Picture. Oh, we need a group with you. Can't tell somebody there. Fellowship on solid bond. People won't forget. Thanks for the one. Okay. Here. Put it back in my spot. Do you have any one? It's all sorry. You say yeah. You post them on the Facebook. Hey, Stephen. You can. Right?
Count three. Actually, let's make it even. Yeah.
Okay. We get in the middle. There you go.
All right, there you go. 3, 2, 3.
I keep savage immunity. Yeah.
So we get on the
Oh, it is. You got that big sauce on. It's good, guys. That's a great. Hey, this that is so I'm doing it right. It's not embarrassing me. It's much better. Yeah, yeah. It looks as bad as that. Okay, yes. Okay. It's much fun. That's all. Once I got the first one on my lap. Yeah. Jesus. All I do is just make myself like, I have to remind myself, don't say it. Like, Paul.
That's a hard one.
That's all. It took me ever to hear that. Yeah. 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 So it's hard. No, so, yeah. I'm like, I had to turn my brain out to do it, you know? All right. You're out there in the background. I'm not even saying. Good morning. See next to the video? Brown. Call my wife, check you left. You have that one out tomorrow. Great weekend. Stay wise. Yeah. Keep your baby here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I already got a text message that said call when you want to. We're on our way to AT&T.
So, okay. I'm just curious. I'll go out and start it up. From oh, I just you know, all those yes. Nice. Yeah. I went to 10. Yeah. Okay, so the person is that yeah, so like yeah, you know, they go to training store. Yeah. Yeah, you know, we can remain that. And we're like later go there, you can see that. Okay. Spray fish. They live that spray that area. Like yeah, yeah, I got it. You know, but Wednesday we was March 16th. And that's when everything that week before all the events canceled. It's like reminding myself. It was funny. So we tell it was fine. I was like, that's like I say, so there's not. Which one when actions? Oh yes. Yeah. I was confused. Like I'm just not fast. Yeah, I'm not. Like I'm so funny.
Oh, okay, AC.